Hello everyone, Simon here. We're playing Jade Empire. We just fought our way through the arena and everybody tells me to go back to talk to my dudes, so I guess we'll go back and talk to my dudes. I think we should go talk to people now, just cause, I've avoided talking to them because all the talking seems to take too long. But now that we've gotten through all of that, I think it's time to go have another talk with everybody we find. And like, see if there's anything new. Kailan's stash. Flawed Scholar Gem, are you serious? Inferior Monk Gem. Scales of the Serpent. Absolute dedication. Okay, I'm getting a lot of money out of this stuff. Scales of the Serpent, Absolute Dedication. Alright, well we looted Kailan the Serpent. What do we pick up? Techniques? I don't know if I should buy more techniques. I don't know what I get. Scales of the Serpent, Health plus 7, Intimidation plus 1. Okay, I see. Back and Absolute Dedication, more experience from human enemies. No power-ups from human enemies. More experience. I don't think I need to do that. I mean, I can always just grind. You know, I can always just kind of grind experience if I want to. So, Crimson Tears is not good. Let me remap. I had Dire Flame there, right? So what kind of stuff do I... Mirabelle is bad. But I don't think I need two weapons, really. Flame, Spirit Thief, Stone Immortal, Toad Demon, Horse Demon. What did I get? Iron Palm? I think the sword... I've actually tried the staff, haven't I? So these weapons are too short range, I think. Iron Palm... Alright, let me just exit. Let me just go, done. For that, and I don't really know if I want to let me just level up Legendary Strike. No, back. Level up. Actually, do I might as well. Alright, so now we've maxed out Legendary Strike. I suppose we should get a magic attack as well, just in case we need it. I don't know if I want to do Stone Immortal or Dire Flame. Let's go remap. Stone Immortal on 4. Dire Flame on that. So I've got a weapon, I got a fighting thing, and maybe let's go for a lower chi cost, damage increase, duration increase. Get a magic style. Lower chi cost, damage increase. Alright, let's do that. Exit. Alright, so what can I buy? Happy endings, you don't have a job anymore.
I don't want to talk to you. You're the reason Kailan is dead.
Yes, that's right.
I had a good thing going with the Serpent. He paid a handsome fee, but he never trusted me enough to make use of my services.
What?
Now that's all gone. Thanks a lot.
He paid you, but he never used your services? He paid you, but he never used your services? What?
Go on, don't bother me.
Alright, don't bother him.
What do you need from me?
Sweet poison, then show me
Magical enhance.
your wares. I don't know if I want to buy this or not. So this, nope, 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 and nope. 1000 cut style. Martial style, let me purchase that. Maybe I should try out these styles, see what they're like. Song Shui Song Bo?
You have our collective congratulations, champion. You have done great things in this place.
Sure.
You're going to be a good Imperial champion. Sung Bu is sure of it.
The alignment of portents suggested that you would rise quickly. Congratulations, champion.
Right.
Champion, it has been an honor to adjudicate and facilitate your rise to the top.
You're an idiot.
Should anyone appear to challenge you, I will let you know. But until then, rest yourself. You've earned it.
So I suppose I should like test out. Hold on, let me just look at my punching again. I should test out Iron Palm, and then I should test out 1,000 Cuts, just to see if they're any better than Legendary Strike. I mean, if there's a long range one, then I should take that.
Well, I cannot see you. What?
Charm plus 2, Chi minus 4. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it.
I knew you could do it! Congratulations, champion.
Thanks, dude.
Nara ir uk napir
No matter what, you'll make a better champion than Kailan or the Ravager. Sure.
Not much to do at the top, is there, champion? No. Your skills would just waste away with no challenges. I wonder if it'll be me, the Sung brothers, or some other upstart who brings you down.
Sore loser, I see. Gentle breezes. We haven't dealt with these guys. Spectator, arena guard. Gambler. No, I'm not gonna talk to the. I'm not gonna gamble. Patron. Lustful Lao, waitress, tavern keeper. Alright, let's get out of here. So I suppose we're going back to camp and talking to our buddies. And apparently Dawnstar has nothing new to say. Alright, let's go. It just teleports me straight back.
So, things are looking up. You've gained the favor of the Lotus Assassins. With the recommendation of the Executioner, the others will welcome you as a recruit. You can slip into the very heart of their lair.
I can't agree with this. You don't know what you're getting into. You don't know the danger they represent.
Really? What did you see while hiding in your swamp? I've observed Death's Hand for years, both in the palace and elsewhere.
You could have 4 faces and a different name and wardrobe for each, and you still wouldn't understand. Death's Hand is not what he seems.
So explain.
Then what, pray tell, is he?
I don't know.
Idiot.
But his power does not come from study or skill. He is something darker, and we should not be trying to enter his lair.
It sounds like Sagacious Zoo wants to go back into hiding. Or perhaps the nursery? Pay no attention, not everyone is as weak as he is.
Sagacious Sue will do what I say when the time comes. Quiet Silk Fox, he is right to advise caution. I'll do what I must regardless of you both.
You don't know what they are capable of.
The matter is settled. Go sulk in the corner like you're accustomed to doing.
This is not helping anything. Are we any closer to getting to the Lotus Assassins so this accursed woman will help us find Master Li?
Oh, she spits fire at last. Now I see how the child left her little village. She has some spirit in her after all. But I'm sure you can appease her. You've already gained the recommendation of the Lotus Assassin Executioner. You could also seek out the Inquisitor and gain his recommendation as well, but the path to the Lotus Assassin Fortress is ready for you now.
Right.
And after we find the evidence against Death's Hand, you will take us to the palace to find Master Li?
Wait, Wiz?
I promise, little Dawnstar. After we get what I want from the Lotus Assassins, the palace is the first place we will go. You have permission, so there won't be any trouble entering. It's only after we have the evidence against Death's Hand that they might notice something is wrong.
We worry about that when the time comes. I'd rather kick in the doors and keep up the secrecy. Once inside, I can take care of myself. Once inside, I can take care of myself.
You don't want too much fuss. You'll only bring the place down on yourself.
Sagacious Zoo has knowledge of the inside. At least he seems to. Where is he?
He just snuck off.
Well, you should be more careful of who you trust.
If I did that, none of you would be here.
That is true. I wouldn't trust any of the ragged homeless you have collected. No offense meant to those of you who are actually homeless, Dawn Star. If Sagacious Zoo has gone to warn the Lotus Assassins, you need to move quick. If he's just run off, he is no longer our concern.
Zoo would not turn on us.
The Lotus Assassin Fortress is in the far end of the necropolis. They shouldn't give you any trouble. Just appear confident as you enter.
I'm gonna do the task for the other recruiter first.
That is your decision. I suppose it doesn't hurt to make certain they trust you, but you should not take too long. Sagacious Zoo's actions are troubling.
So I think the
The
princess
Inquisitor will
is
have
the
some
traitor.
task that needs addressing, I'm sure. Scholar Dungao in the Scholar's Garden is the contact.
I want to ask more about this evidence you want.
We've gone over this. Death's Hand is using the prisoners who should be working on the wall to construct some sort of personal army of golems. My father probably knows something, but not the true danger of it. I need to show that Death's Hand intends to seize control. The Lotus Assassins act for Death's Hand. There has to be proof of his evil intent in the Lotus Assassin Fortress. That is where you need to go.
I want to talk about you. Why has your servant given me a gift?
Did you like it? I thought you might want a little assistance. Consider it a small token of my favor.
I appreciated your gift. I question your motives. I do not trust you. Yeah, trinkets from a spoiled princess that uses it. I appreciate your gift.
I thank you for your courtesy. One always likes to hear when one's gifts are appreciated. It is difficult for one of my rank to give gifts, even one so simple as what I gave you. A princess is not normally allowed to show favorites.
Where did you find it anyway? Why take the risk?
Better that I give it away before Death's Hand carts it off. He has been quite brazen. Besides, it was mine by birthright to do with as I wish. Must I always be dictated to by tradition, despite my respect for it? Sometimes I want what everyone else has, to be myself. Generosity is part of my character from time to time as well. It is more than most men will show for you.
Path of royalty is the path to command. Your father will not live forever. Thank you for the gift.
You are polite at least. Too many men just take what they can while they can. Perhaps we women are more civilized. But the price I may pay for helping you could be greater still. I am destined for the throne, destined to rule the Empire after my father, but that will be meaningless if Death's Hand keeps his hold on my father's mind. I fear one day he may try to interfere with the Imperial succession.
I'm sure.
Or perhaps convince my father that he should be Emperor by marriage.
We cannot allow such travesty to happen.
Indeed, we cannot. I would bite my own tongue before ever allowing that man to touch me.
He's probably not a man.
I'm sorry, I've ruined the mood. We should continue our talk another time. First, we must expose Death's Hand, reveal his treachery and manipulation.
Other questions? Anything personal you want to discuss?
I don't understand. You've gained the favor of the Lotus Assassins with a fair amount of ease. What else is there to speak of? Is there something you are wondering?
I want to know about you.
About me? I am Princess Sun Lian, the Heavenly Lily. What more are you worthy of knowing?
Tell me about your childhood.
I do not remember ever being allowed to just be a child. My mother died when I was born, shortly before the end of the long drought and the fall of my uncles. I was in the care of tutors too afraid to punish me and too ingratiating to teach me anything useful. I quickly found ways to sneak away from the palace. They dared not report my excursions for fear they would be punished. They would scurry around all day trying in vain to find me.
Dangerous thing with young girl.
Yes, it was. I didn't fully understand the risk and made some mistakes. But in the end, what I have become is a result of that.
What does that mean? What mistakes?
In the city, I met the people. The peasants, the homeless, the thieves. It was a much different world from what you see from the palace. They never realized who I was. I'm sure they would have been terrified of the army storming in to rescue me. Most just wanted to be left alone. That life was exciting, but also useful. Even Lotus assassins overlook the beggar on the street, but she still has eyes and ears.
Tell me about your first love.
You announce your questions like a wild animal with no warning of the claws you unleash. Proceed slowly, lest you turn me away.
I don't care where you turn. Tell me about Silk Fox.
Ah, the shadow behind my public self. How else can a curious princess learn what really happens in her domain? I don't have time to interpret the veiled statements of advisors, so I became a thief, an assassin, whatever I needed to be. People will not speak to the princess. Bad news kills the messenger first. Silk Fox knows how to persuade. That is how I learned about the activities of Death's Hand.
No one knows this. You've gone for such lengthy periods.
There are many excuses for a vain princess to retreat from sight for days, even weeks at a time. My father encourages such getaways. And if courtiers ever discovered that I was not where I said I would be, who would dare question the Heavenly Lily? I may eschew the formality of it, but being the daughter of the Emperor still has its privileges.
Time at court.
I do not like to speak about that. I try to avoid the court as much as possible. It is filled with sycophants pandering to the fancies of my father, with little or no concern to their own dignity.
Yeah, pandas.
It is distasteful.
Pandas are distasteful. I think you would do well at court.
I can handle myself better than any of the fancy courtiers who attempt to match me. I know that someday the court will be mine to rule. When I succeed my father, there will be quite a cleaning out. But with Death's Hand manipulating him, that day seems less and less likely. That's better. I like that you listen, although your request is still very improper. Unless you make me a little more comfortable.
What is that supposed to mean? Why would you...
I have already shared something of myself. Can you tell me something about you? Is there anyone that you care for?
What is the... Well, is a noble? Who is that? I find Sky no. Wait, who's the noble? Who's the noble? There's no noble. There's no noble. There's no one.
That I can relate to. I know what it's like to be alone. I have suitors in love with my station, not me. They speak to me for their own gain, nothing else. But I can't allow myself to take the high road in this manner. Am I the Heavenly Lily or the Silk Fox? I am lying to everyone in some way.
You are Princess Sunlane, but that does not mean you're any less deserving of being happy. You're a Silk Fox and you take what you want from whoever you want. That's where happiness lies. That's not where happiness lies, by the way. You can't take happiness. Have you ever tried to take happiness? It's not something that actually works. Right? Think about it. When have you taken happiness? Right? It is not... Unless it's drugs. Maybe you can take drugs. That doesn't really work like that, right?
I should not be ungrateful. Everything in my life is dedicated solely to making me happy, but I am at odds with so much. I am always behind a mask. Not just when I am Silk Fox. I am not allowed to show an interest in politics, defending the Empire, or even spontaneous affection. Can you see the dilemma you represent? Not only is our deepening friendship prohibited by station, but by so much more.
So, I'm not prohibited by anything. Tradition can be maintained without restraining people, as the heavenly lady can extend of it. You cling to traditions that should be left behind. Clearly you want more, I can provide that. I do not want to cause you discomfort, I will withdraw if you wish. I'm your friend, princess, that's all I can be. This is this, are we flirting? Is this flirting? I can't tell. I can't tell if this is flirting. Tradition can be maintained without restraining people, with the heavenly lady you can mix certain of it. You cling to traditions that should be left behind. Tradition can be maintained without restraining people, as the heavenly lily you can accept it. You cling to traditions that should be left behind. Clearly you want more, I can provide that. That's a bit odd. Here.
I have tried to make a place for myself. It was difficult, but I have succeeded, despite Death's Hand or my father or what people think.
Good for you. Good for you.
But you are another matter. When I look at you, I see someone I could know better than anyone. Someone who could understand what I need.
You could just tell people
It
what you need.
frightens me how much you intrigue me.
This is so awkward. This is so awkward. I have to charm her? I have to use charm? I don't have a lot of charm, do I?
No doubt you would. You treat me like the foolish boys I have tossed aside in the past. I think I rather like that. You asked me about my first love. It was the Empire and its people. There might be room for another, given time and effort.
I'm impressed,
How would
though.
the court react? You have the skill to be charmingly discreet, but a few people could use a shock now and then. You and I will have much to discuss after we have restored my father. I am looking forward to it.
I am impressed that BioWare put in same-sex relationships in such an early game. Like this is what they believe. You know, that they meant to do this even back then. What was it, 2002? I think was this game. It was quite early, this game. So BioWare has always been this, which good for them. Yeah, good for them. Because you remember back then, like, you know, the opinions on the same-sex relationships shifted quite quickly, or the public acceptance of it shifted quite quickly. Like, you know, all of a sudden, the same-sex marriage became legal in the United States. It was back in 08. Was 08? No, it wasn't. It was later than that. 20. When did it happen? I forgot the year now. But there was a lot of push for it for a long time, and then in the space of about 1.5 years, I think it was, like, it flipped completely. Yeah, but this was way before all of that. So yeah, sure, impressive. Other
I will
questions?
answer what
Evidence, personal, about the Emperor.
My father? What do you want to know that isn't already public knowledge? Emperor Sun Hai is well known and well loved. Death's Hand is wearing away at that reputation, however, and I need to stop him before it goes too far.
So I guess there's the Sky and then there's the princess. I don't understand though, because the princess, she's slightly crazy, but she seems like a strong character. She seems like she has a character. Whereas Sky just seems like a loser. So the male romance interest just seems like a complete loser. Whereas the female one seems quite compelling. Is it me, or like, is Sky a loser? Is that just my opinion?
He has been present for as long as I can remember, but he only rose to prominence after the end of the long drought.
Only rose to prominence at the end of the long drought. What's your father was like?
My father was very caring when I was a child. Now he is cold and distant. I know Death's hand is corrupting him somehow.
Back to
I will answer.
questions. Alright, bye.
Do not hesitate for too long. Sagacious Zoo's sudden flight has made our task somewhat more urgent.
No, Zoo's fine. Stop being so paranoid.